Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more Los Angeles Lakers news, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. The Lakers want to build a super team, but they will need to have money available or trade several players. But in the NBA, there are opportunities, and one of them is center Daniel Gafford, who is friends with Luka Doncic. The Lakers could sign a center from the Mavericks if he is available. To grant Luka Doncic wish to play with a lob threat and fix the Los Angeles Lakers' biggest issue might lead them back to the Dallas Mavericks. ESPN's Tim McMahon floated Mavericks center Daniel Gafford as a potential trade target for the Lakers, who are desperately looking for a starting caliber center. Let me throw one at you. This is pure hypothetical, me trying to be GM, figure out things that might make sense, McMahon said on the Hoop Collective podcast last week. The Mavericks quietly sniffed around the value of Daniel Gafford before this deadline. It certainly would make sense for them to do that this summer. The Mavericks will be in a tough spot financially to be able to keep all their centers, Anthony Davis, Gafford, and Derek Lively too, according to McMahon. Derek Lively is a year away from getting an extension. Daniel Gafford is entering the final year of his contract. Gafford reasonably and rightly wants to get starting center money, McMahon said. You can't have Anthony Davis, on a max, Lively on a big contract and pay Gafford starting center money. Gafford is due for $14.3 million next season, the final year of his 3-year, $40 million contract. The Lakers, who have surplus of wings, and the Mavericks, who have surplus of centers, make perfect sense as trade partners anew. The Lakers still have the 2031 first-round pick, which the Mavericks left on the table in the Doncic deal and they offered in the rescinded Mark Williams trade, and 5 pick swaps to offer the Mavericks. I could at least put something together that would at least be intriguing for the Mavericks, McMahon continued. Rui Hachimura, all those picks that they've got to give up, a swap or two, I can put something together to make sense to both sides. But after the backlash Mavericks general Nico Harrison received following the Doncic trade, helping the Lakers again would fan the outrage of the still hurting Mavericks fan base. Salary cap expert pushes Lakers to trade for Daniel Gafford. McMahon isn't alone in his thoughts of Gafford should be on top the Lakers trade target list. Bleacher Report's salary cap expert Eric Pincus also suggested the same idea in April. The Mavericks have significant size with Anthony Davis, Derek Lively too, Dwight Powell, PJ Washington and Gafford, Pincus wrote. They need help at guard since Kyrie Irving is out with a knee injury until at least December or January, optimistically. While the Lakers may not be able to deliver that directly to Dallas, a multi-team deal could be the answer. Gafford is in the last year of his contract and is expected to look elsewhere in free agency given the glut of bigs ahead of him in the Mavericks rotation. His relationship with Doncic is strong, and the Lakers would probably insert Gafford into their starting lineup next season if given the chance. Gafford averaged 11.8 points, 6.1 rebounds, and 1.6 blocks in 48 games with Doncic. Underscore 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 underscore. NBA insider Mark Stein reported earlier this week that the Lakers and the Mavericks are lining up to play a preseason game in Las Vegas in October. It will be just the second meeting between Doncic and Davis, but the third time the two teams are facing off since the most stunning NBA trade in recent memory. It also shows how strong the relationship is between the two franchises. It's not far-fetched to think that the Lakers and the Mavericks go back in the negotiation table as both teams' top decision-makers have a strong relationship. Lakers Jeannie Buss makes admission about Mavericks Anthony Davis. Although Anthony Davis made it clear that he wanted to play more power forward, he never thought it would lead to a trade away from the Los Angeles Lakers. So when Rob Pelinka was working behind the scenes with the Dallas Mavericks on the shocking deal for Luka Doncic and Davis was included, it probably left him surprised. Anytime a player is traded against their will or unknowingly, it likely messes with their emotions a little bit. Luka Doncic was very emotional in his return to Dallas and probably harbors some disdain for how the Mavericks have talked about him since his departure, but the Lakers want to make sure it's not the same with AD. Crypto.com Arena. Mandatory credit, Jane Caminancia main images / Jane Caminancia main images. Jeannie Buss, the controlling owner and president of the Lakers, interviewed on SiriusXM and revealed that although she hasn't had a chance to talk to Anthony Davis yet, she plans to. "I haven't seen him face to face and I look forward to in the offseason," Buss said. "But you have to remember, he's now under contract to another team. We've had too many instances of people accusing us of tampering, so I have to be really careful with stuff like that." Davis was a key piece on the 2020 Lakers that won the NBA championship in the bubble, with Davis averaging 25 ppg and 10.7 rpg in the finals. He was arguably the best Laker in that series, even if the finals MVP went to LeBron James. But it's important to the Lakers to keep good relationships with stars, as it keeps them at the top of most players' top destinations when they're requesting a trade or leaving in free agency. That's something that Jeannie's father, Jerry Buss, did when he ran the team. Austin Reaves is expected to leave the Lakers if he chooses to try free agency. The Lakers' 2024-25 season obviously ended in disappointment, with the Timberwolves able to drub the Lakers in 5 games in the first round of the NBA playoffs. Particularly disappointing in that series was guard Austin Reaves, the undrafted fourth-year ball handler who has developed into a star-quality player, averaging 20.2 points this season. But he flopped in the postseason, averaging 16.2 points on just 41.1% shooting against the Wolves, with 31.9% shooting from the three-point line. Reaves' poor showing, plus the Lakers' need for help up front, has led to speculation about his future in LA. Also factoring in for Reaves, the need for a new contract, and the Lakers' limitations in offering him one. Reaves would make an ideal trade chip in a move for a big-time addition to the frontcourt, but that's unlikely to happen this summer. The Lakers can offer Reaves an extension in August, but under NBA rules, they are limited to a 4-year, $83 million offer. That would be well below Reaves' value. Los Angeles Lakers guard Austin Reaves, 15, gestures after scoring against the Oklahoma City Thunder during the second half at Paycom Center. If Reaves passes on that deal, he will hit unrestricted free agency next summer. At that point, he could sign a max deal with the Lakers worth 5 years and about $246 million. One Western Conference executive said that he does not expect the Lakers to make any significant contract moves with Reaves this offseason, as he will turn down the extension, and the Lakers won't want to lose him to a trade. Reaves signed a relative bargain of a 4-year contract, worth $54 million, in 2023. No, they know they're not getting anything done with Austin Reaves, the exec said. They were a little bit lucky last time around because he did not get a big offer from somewhere else, he did not want to leave, he took what was in front of him. He can be a little more selective now. He does not have to take a lowball offer this time. One advantage the Lakers have with Reaves is that we've seen a depressed market in free agency, as teams are unable to move players and create space thanks to the league's new luxury tax apron rules. There may not be a line of teams willing to pay Reaves, but, the exec warns, it only takes one. Now, there is not going to be a ton of free agent money on the market then, they said. It's just so hard to create cap space now. But I would warn them not to mess around with it. There could be teams Brooklyn, Washington, even the Clippers that, we'll see what happens with them. But there could be free agent space there. 2025 Lakers draft prospects, Samson Johnson. The Los Angeles Lakers will not have a first-round draft pick this year, as they owe the New Orleans Pelicans one more first-rounder to satisfy the terms of the trade that brought them Anthony Davis in 2019. But they will have a second-round pick that will fall at number 55. Last year, of course, the Lakers took Bronny James, the son of LeBron James, with the number 55 pick in the draft. This year, there won't be any players who seem destined to head to them at number 55, but they will do their due diligence, especially since they need more depth and support around the under James, Luka Doncic and Austin Reaves. Samson Johnson, a big man from the University of Connecticut, reportedly had a pre-draft workout scheduled with the Lakers. Sampson is 6'10" and 225 pounds and is originally from Togo, a country in West Africa. He attended high school in New Jersey and was rated the number 39 high school recruit in the nation by ESPN. As a senior this past season, he averaged 7.5 points, 3.5 rebounds, and 1.5 blocks in 19.3 minutes a game for a Huskies team that was going for a third straight men's national championship but ended up losing early in the tournament to eventual champion University of Florida. He has a high motor and plenty of athleticism, and while his offensive game is very raw, he has solid defensive instincts and the ability to become a rim protector and a nice lob threat in the pick-and-roll game. The Lakers obviously need talent, athleticism and depth at the center position. Perhaps it wouldn't hurt them to draft Johnson and plug him into their new player development ecosystem as a project player for a few years down the road. Bill Simmons makes eye-opening Lakers trade prediction that could change everything. The Los Angeles Lakers were bounced out of the first round of the NBA playoffs by the Minnesota Timberwolves. Despite the superstar duo of LeBron James and Luka Doncic, the Lakers looked like no match for the Timberwolves. Heading into the offseason, the team will have some decisions to make. They have to figure out how to build a better roster around James and Doncic that fit with them better. Austin Reaves will be a name to watch. He'll be needing a new contract soon and Los Angeles might not be able or willing to pay what he's asking. Could he become a potential trade candidate? That is exactly what notable sports analyst Bill Simmons is predicting. As shared by NBA Central, Simmons has made a strong prediction that Reaves will be traded this offseason. A Reaves trade would shake up the roster dramatically and change everything about how the Lakers played during the 2024-25 season. When Reaves gets traded this summer, and he will get traded, the stuff they, Lakers, get back for him is gonna make it seem worse that they, Mavericks, didn't get him in the trade, Simmons said. If Reaves is made available for trade, there are quite a few teams around the NBA who would likely have interest in making a move for him. During the 2024-25 NBA season, Reaves took his game to another level. He played in 73 games, averaging a career-high 20.2 points per game to go along with 5.8 assists, 4.5 rebounds, and 1.1 steals. Reaves also shot 46% from the floor and 37.7% from three-point range. Only time will tell, but the trade buzz surrounding Reaves is already starting to pick up steam. Los Angeles will need to do something to create an NBA Finals contender, and moving on from the 26-year-old guard might be one avenue to doing so. Lakers Luka Doncic makes massive trade announcement. Get Lakers news. Share on Facebook. Share on Twitter. Share via email. More share options. 6.7K views. 20 shares. By John Conahan. Updated May 11, 2025 at 3:30 p.m. Luka Doncic, Los Angeles Lakers. Getty. Luka Doncic on the basketball court. Perhaps one of the most significant moves in NBA history was when the Los Angeles Lakers traded Anthony Davis and more to the Dallas Mavericks for Luka Doncic. Doncic, who many consider a top 5 player in the NBA, at worst, was unfortunately in the middle of all that after carrying a team to the NBA Finals a season ago. With questions about whether Doncic is happy in Los Angeles, which might be unfair given he hasn't said anything that would suggest that, he admitted when speaking to reporters earlier in the week that he's exhausted from everything that happened. He added that it was a shocking trade, something he must learn from. I'm mentally kind of exhausted from everything, specifically, the shocking trade to the Lakers, that happened, Doncic told reporters. I know a lot of people won't believe me, but I am. I think now it's time to process everything. I don't know what I learned. Like I said, I think now is the time to process everything. Just emotionally, going through it all, looking back. I'll let you know in the preseason what I learned about myself. Luka Doncic faced mental exhaustion. From the Los Angeles Lakers' perspective, this was an easy trade to make. According to everything Nico Harrison said, the person who traded him by the Dallas Mavericks, it sounded like he didn't love Doncic. Perhaps he had to stick up for whoever told him to make that decision, if it wasn't him. The last thing Harrison wants is to lose his job, but the comments were loud, and Donich heard them. That could also factor in his mental exhaustion, as he took plenty of hits from the media and his former team. "It's just sad the way he's talking right now," Donich said of Harrison with ESPN's Pelinka Andrews. "I never say anything bad about him, and I just want to move on. The fans, my ex-teammates, I'll always keep at heart. It's time for me to move on from there. I mean, it's painful, depending on how you take it," Donich said. "It mostly came from Dallas, so I didn't want to talk back. But I don't really read that much stuff. I'm just trying to focus on my journey." What's next for Lakers and Luka Donich? The next step for the Los Angeles Lakers is to sign Donich to a long-term extension. He could have landed more money if he stayed with the Dallas Mavericks, but that wasn't his decision. The Lakers were essentially gifted one of the best players in the NBA, and now have a bright future because of him. Donich isn't easy to build around, but if Los Angeles can add to its roster by signing or trading for athletic players who can defend at a high level and knock down shots, the Lakers should be a much better team than they were in 2024-25.